On every architectural drawing, there's a title block, where key information about the drawing is recorded. And this title block design which you're looking at right now was drafted with reference to a title block from the year 1976. Although this title block style could actually be dated back to the year 1946, right after the Second World War. From what I've seen, the standard width for the title block is 100mm, and you can make sense of the other sections yourself. The grid at the bottom is split up into 5 equal parts, and I've drawn the height of the box grid enough to allow me to mark down text comfortably, without feeling restricted. I found that a 5mm height was a good comfortable measurement for me to fit my text without feeling constricted. The horizontal space for the revisions, however, does feel constricted. Maybe the title block could be extended to be a bit wider. This whole title block is actually drawn at 75mm wide, so an extra 25mm will probably be enough. This next title block might be familiar to some of you. Maybe you can guess where it came from. I copied this style of title block from the standard title blocks found in Revit. For myself, as someone who's practicing the art of draftsmanship, I feel that this would be a good title block design to begin practicing because it includes the essential fields for key information in modern day drawings. Here, I'm going to show you the measurements of this title block so that you can reproduce it yourself. I'm working on A3 paper, which is half the height and width of an A1 size paper. So that means for the A3 paper, I'm going to draft a title block that's half the length of the title block that I would draw on an A1 sheet of paper. By the way, I don't know if this is an unwritten rule in draftsmanship to draw a title block width at 100mm, but I don't stick to this rule if I feel that I need a wider title block for any reason. And I've seen other architectural firms issuing drawing sheets with their own title block style. Whether it should be a standardized layout of lines or not, I'm not sure. But it seems like a good idea to begin with a standardized set of rules before making your own fanciful title block. So to begin, my A3 title block is 60mm wide, 120mm on an A1 sheet. 60mm gives me a nice rounded figure to split up the grid boxes evenly. The height of these grid sections are set at a 1/6 or 2/6 of 60mm, so a 10mm height generally for inputting only one line of text information. At an A1 scale, I would not extend these to a height of 20mm. That's because a 10mm height gives enough comfortable room to write a single legible line of text. The title and project sections of the title block are 20mm high to allow 2 lines of text if needed. And I've drawn the company logo and name section at 15mm high to give it its own unique size of space on the grid. The height of the logo box would be extended to 30mm on an A1 sheet because the logo will increase in scale from A3 to A1. If I had a stamp for a company logo, I would stamp it on the left, like I've crudely drawn here, and to its right I would write the company name. You might have noticed that the grid height for the revisions section is smaller than the others. I've drawn this box at a height of 5mm, and any lines that I would add to create a revision schedule grid would be marked out at 5mm height intervals. It doesn't look like much room right now, but if this title block was extended to 120mm wide on an A1 sheet, then I feel that the dimensions set for the revision schedule would give sufficient room for marking down revision notes. To me, 5mm is the minimum box height for comfortable, legible writing. The rev box here is 15mm wide, the description box at 30mm wide, and the date box at 15mm wide also, all doubled on an A1 sheet. You could probably guess by looking, but the sections in the title block are sections of sixths. So to quickly elaborate, the Rev or revision section at the bottom is 10mm wide, while the drawing section number gets the remainder of the room, which is 50mm. I would extend both of these on an A1 sheet. The drawn by, checked by, and the date sections are each 20mm wide. And up here the code and status sections are also 20mm wide, with the remainder 40mm being given to the suitability description and purpose of issue sections. Once again, all widths are doubled at A1. However high your title block is reaching up to the revision schedule, if you're following this video then it should be 115mm high. The rest of the space above, however high it is, I would divide this by 2 and maybe give more space to the notes section. I don't think it matters of the exact dimensions. However, once a dimension has been decided on, it's good practice to keep the title block consistent throughout the project. I'm talking as if someone's actually going to be drafting real projects in the modern day from their desk by hand, when most people have computers at home. But believe it or not, there are still people out there who shun computer design and still draft by hand professionally. And those people don't need any tips from me, but as someone who's come from the computer age, I'm highly interested in the history and art of drafting by hand. And I sometimes joke with my seniors who come from the hand drafting age that I'm going backwards in time while they're going forwards. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're looking forward to the next hand drafting video as much as I am. At some point I'm going to be showing an antique draftsman set that's over 120 to around 200 years old.